Friends, welcome to my channel, The Ambassador's Choice. I am Harish Dogra and I am going to share with you another recipe which is a favorite in the family, caramel custard. So let's begin. So I've taken a Pyrex dish and we light the flame. Keep it on a slightly low heat and I'll pour in half a cup of sugar. So as the sugar is being heated up, I'll move it around so that it doesn't get burnt. The idea is to caramelize the entire sugar in the Pyrex dish and then we'll go to the next step. The sugar is beginning to melt and we can see the lumps forming and we wait for it to turn slightly golden. The sugar has almost melted and is beginning to turn a little bit on the yellow side or a little bit of the golden side. There are still some lumps there and we have to make sure that the sugar dissolves completely and caramelizes completely. That is very important. You can see that the sugar is melted completely. There are no more lumps left and now, yes, there is one small lump here which we need to get rid of, and then we will try and move the syrup around the bowl so that it coats the entire bowl. I am swirling the caramelized sugar around the bowl so that it begins to stick to the edges, to the sides of the bowl, because I want the caramelized sugar to form a coating along the side of the bowl as well as the bottom of the bowl. I brought the bowl with the caramelized sugar in a room where there is a fan so that the syrup begins to cool down and forms a uniform thick coat along the sides as well as the bottom of the Pyrex dish. The caramelized sugar has covered the entire bowl as well as the base, and now I leave it to cool down while we proceed to the next step. Here I have 2.5 cups of milk which I need very warm, so it's being heated up. In another bowl I take 3 eggs and beat them lightly. The other ingredients which I add into the lightly beaten eggs is 1/3 cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon vanilla essence, 1 teaspoon vanilla essence and 1/8 teaspoon of salt. Here on this plate I have nutmeg powder and cinnamon powder, and a pinch of each I will put in the same egg mixture. All these ingredients I now mix together. Into this mixture we will pour in the 2.5 cups of very warm milk. Remember, it should not be boiling hot because then the eggs will begin to curdle. So the milk has to be very warm but not hot enough to sort of cook the eggs. Now as the milk is being poured in, I keep swirling the egg mixture and the milk has to be poured in very slowly to prevent the milk from cooking the eggs. This is again an important step which has to be done very carefully and very slowly. The entire milk has been poured in and this is how the mixture looks when we proceed to the next step. The milk now goes into the Pyrex dish coated with the caramelized sugar. We have poured very hot water in a baking tray and into this will go our Pyrex dish. The tray with the hot water and the Pyrex dish has been placed in an oven which has been preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, that is 180 degrees centigrade, or gas mark 4. Once the tray is in position, we pour in more hot water into the tray until the level of the hot water is half an inch below the top of the Pyrex dish. This will now go into the oven for 45 minutes. 45 minutes are over. Now we'll check if the caramel custard is ready. To check that the caramel custard is done, between the edge and the center, I move in the knife halfway. It is coming out with this milk on the knife. That means it's still not done. It needs to cook further. It's been cooking for a further 1 hour. We'll try and test again whether it is fully cooked or not. Notice that the knife has come out totally clean, so it seems to be cooked fully. But just to be on the safe side, I'll let it cook for another 15 minutes and then take it out of the oven and let it cool for half an hour. Thereafter, it will go into the fridge to be kept overnight. It's been cooking for another 15 minutes and we are now ready to take it out of the oven. Notice that the top of the caramel custard is turning slightly brown. That just confirms that it is now fully cooked. It has now been cooking for almost 2 hours. We checked it after 45 minutes and found that the knife did not come out clean, which was a sign that it was not fully cooked. We let it cook for another hour. The knife came out clean. It was already cooked. But just to be on the safe side, we gave it another 15 minutes and we got this beautiful brown color on the top of the caramel custard. Now we take it out of the oven. So there is our caramel custard. Now we will let it cool at room temperature for 30 minutes and thereafter it will go into the fridge for 12 hours at least. The caramel custard has been sitting in the refrigerator for the last 12 hours or so. We will now remove it to a plate for serving. To do this, I'll loosen the edges of the thing with a small knife, with a sharp, thin knife, and run the knife along the edge of the Pyrex dish. I've loosened the edges all around the Pyrex dish, and now comes the moment of truth. We will take a plate which is bigger than the Pyrex dish and put it over the Pyrex dish like this. Now I'll quickly flip this over like this. Now the cake has not fully disengaged, so I will tap it lightly so that the cake disengages and then gently remove the Pyrex dish. So there is our caramel custard. As you can see, it is fully intact and we have this orange color, or rather light golden color, light brown color, caramelized sugar floating around, which will be served along with the pieces of the caramel custard. If you like my caramel custard recipe, then please press on the like button. Do subscribe to my channel and press on the bell icon if you want to receive notifications regarding other recipes from Ambassador's Kitchen. Thank you for watching.